Okay, so selamat malam, good evening, konbanwa. Ketemu lagi di streamku dan kali ini kita akan main Vampire's Melody. Oke, jadi di sini kita bakal lanjutin yang minggu kemarin. Jadi minggu kemarin itu kita udah selesai chapter keempat ya. Yang kemarin kita selesai chapter keempat, jadi seharusnya sisa satu chapter kah? Salah. Kemarin mengira bakal selesai, ternyata belum selesai. Jadi mari kita lanjut chapter kelima, chapter 5. Coba suara musiknya agak keras ya. Headphone aja mungkin kecil. The next morning, I awake to the sounds of rustling from my blanket due to all the tossing and turning in bed. And I'm greeted by that rather familiar ceiling when I open my eyes. In the short span of one night, such a major change happened in my life. This is so unbelievable for me. I just need to get out of bed and I can fulfill my life's ambition I have offered for a long time. Where should I open my restaurant? How should I renovate it? What dishes should I offer on the menu? I had such thoughts when I was a child and fantasized about the things I could do if I became rich. The only difference is that I have money now and can afford to do a lot of things. Yala, have you thought of what you wanted to do if you had money in future when you were small? She should have woken up by now, but she's only lazing around in bed like me, I think. But you probably wouldn't think of this question since you were a child from a rich family in the past. When I was so young, I had this dream where if I had money, I would buy a large parcel of land, build an enclosure around it, grow vegetables, and rear all kinds of livestock to grab anything I liked from my estate whenever I needed to eat something, so that I wouldn't need to go hungry again. I have been talking for a long time, but Yala isn't responding at all. Yala? I turned to look at the bed and realized she isn't lying there as I thought. Yala? Then I look at the bathroom and call her name more loudly. Is she there? Still no response. Where did she go? I'm not particularly worried about it. It's not as if we are in a life-threatening situation right now. Yala is a girl who has lived for centuries, and it shouldn't be unusual for her to wander around by herself. Anyway, we have a pet, and she would not go too far away from me. I should get up quickly. I rotate my head and climb out of bed. Hey, is she hiding inside? I immediately lie prone on the floor after getting off the bed and look underneath. Of course there's nothing inside. Sorry to gua agak gatal. Not there after all. She's not a fool. Why would she sleep under the bed? I go over to open the window curtains, and the early morning sun shines on the back of my hand through the thin window and fabric, producing an imprint that resembles a leaf being partially eaten by insects. The skyscrapers standing before me are still stunning as if they were foreign objects from beyond the skies. Now that I'm seeing so many changes around me, a feeling of loneliness is welling up inside, and a gust of wind is blowing across the curtains, leaving me nearly breathless. I look at the table and sofa beside me. Yala sat at the spot towards the scenery when we stayed here the other time. The table has a calendar standing by itself, and an envelope is held in place underneath. It doesn't look like something that was here earlier. What is this? I move the calendar away and pick up the envelope, which is entirely blank outside, so I open it. The thing only has a one-page letter inside. Dear Alan, you can open your restaurant. It is time for me to go and look for my companion. What? I lied to you about the so-called agreement. I wanted to trick you to stay with me to learn about this world. Now I have understood it. You are free. Yalla. What the hell? Huh? Wait, so she's gone somewhere? What? Why? The wording in the farewell letter is very simple, and I can understand all of it. Wait, so she left? Dia pergi, huh? Kenapa mendadak? What? Why? Itu baru mulai chapternya. Why the hell? Ya tadi dibilang sih bakal nyari companion. I am free. I read the entire letter, and I feel a bit hurt. Free. How does that feel? The black briefcase full of money is standing silently at one side of the table. I open the case. It's still filled with money, although a small amount is gone. Yala probably took a whack for herself. Damn. She's really left. When I look at this innotable amount of money, I feel sad instead. Okay, so we can either wait. Can I save a little? You can override this. I think we can override this one. But fine, the remaining amount of money is so large and should suffice. Look at the flow chart. Okay, there are two ways around this, and one is a small ending over here, the other is a long path. I'm gonna pick no. No. That girl wouldn't know anything besides using her fist to send people flying. She lacked common sense and didn't book two separate hotel rooms because she feared being alone. That pitiful amount of money she took for a careless person like her would not last her for a month, let alone travel the world to search for her companion. Even if she wanted to find her fellow kin, why couldn't she tell me and ask me to help her search for that person? Must she leave without saying a word? Don't tell me the amount of trust we had in each other was so weak after all those close encounters with life and death. Now, I have to look for her and clarify things. Where would that girl go? I take a seat on the sofa that Yella used to sit a month ago and try to recall every bit of detail back then. Yella asked me about what my plans on the sofa at that time and said decisively that she would help me to fulfill my dreams. Then I found work at Eastern Bar. After that, we led a normal working life. Yala would chat and laugh at times as she followed me to work and back at home. Yala would chat and laugh at times as she followed me to work and back home. She would occasionally appear downcast while looking at the calendar when we stayed in the simple apartment. I had asked her about it, but she just said she was counting the number of days it would take for me to realize my ambition. I had even asked her jokingly if it would take an entire lifetime, okay? She only smiled at that time. And yesterday's event, maybe it was yesterday, my words might have caused her to feel awkward, so she hated me and wanted to leave me. That's why she wanted to look for a true love. No, Yella would often blush all over at my words, but she wasn't that type of girl where a couple of remarks would affect her feelings that easily. What the hell is going on? I'm getting more confused. And Yala seems to be walking by herself among the crowd of pedestrians on the main road outside. Just like this glowing calendar on the table. Right. Yala also appeared forlorn when she looked at this calendar a month ago. Perhaps her departure had something to do with the dates listed on it. I look at the wall clock, which has a perpetual calendar. Today is 24th of June, 1972. 24th June, 26th June. I suddenly remember a date that has formed a lasting impression on me. 26th June, 1672. It was raining unusually hard that night. I was pursued by aliens until I sought refuge inside a tree and met Yala there for the first time. Then, I couldn't remember what happened after that, no matter how hard I tried. But I could vaguely recall one thing. When I encountered Yala, she was in a deep slumber, like a sleeping beauty who was cursed. Yep, she was. Curse, that terrible curse. We talked about the curse on vampires while I was attempting to open the briefcase last night. Yella didn't say much, but she did mention it was terrible. Don't tell me she left because of the curse. She even said that they had nothing to do with me. So it could explain why she disappeared, because she didn't want me to get involved. But where would she go? I look out the window. That bright sun from earlier is now being obscured by a few grey clouds. Looks like it's going to rain. I have to spring into action and rely on my gut feeling to guess her whereabouts, no matter what. Hold mention of her that hole in the tree. This is just guessing. Okay? But if I have to guess, it's gonna be the hole in the tree, if we can find that tree. Old mansion is... Well, she doesn't have... That old mansion doesn't have any magical thing. That hole in the tree. Perhaps it's that hole in the tree. We met inside that tree, and I had slept inside of there for 300 years before coming to this era. She really appeared in that tree from 3 centuries ago because of the curse. Then she might even be inside right now. I landed at the hotel front desk and asked for help in hiring a taxi. before rushing to that part of the forest in the direction I can remember. It's raining too. That expanse of the forest lies on the city's periphery. As the taxi reaches its destination, the surrounding area begins to drizzle. I disembark from the vehicle and run up the mountain by following a path I took over a month ago. I can hear faint rumbling noises in the distance that I had thought were monsters back then, reinforcing my belief that I'm heading in the right direction. However, I notice the place has a chain link fence surrounding it, and only has a small opening when I get closer to those rumbling noises. Just when I squeeze across the opening, a well-built man stops me. Hey, this is a logging camp. No admittance to unauthorized personnel. I'm not an unauthorized person. I'm here to look for someone. Who are you looking for? John. I utter a name I can remember off the top of my head. John? Why are you looking for him? His family is expecting a child soon, and they asked me to notify him on their behalf. He's a good liar if this works. I coin a lie and try my best to sound believable. I see. That's quite serious. Wait here. I'll tell him immediately. It works. Okay. The man goes towards a group of people with chainsaws in the distance. I take advantage of this opportunity to slip inside the logging camp and search around for that last tree with a big hole. However, it seems this place only has small trees. Most of the large ones have been felled, leaving behind their bare stumps. My heart sinks at this discovery. But I'm not ready to give up just yet, so I head further inside. Suddenly, I spot a white figure who looks different from the well-built lumberjack who passed me earlier. That person is small-sized and alone. I become overjoyed and run there. Okay, this is gonna be her. Getting close. I'm getting close and feeling more exuberant as the outline of that white figure becomes clearer to me. It's still drizzling, and raindrops are falling on my head. It's her. She's sitting on a tree stump while holding a black umbrella and thinking about something. Then she stunned like a well-made doll upon seeing me appear suddenly while gasping for breath. Yalla! Yalla's eyes are wide open in shock as she looks at me. Phew! Great! I finally found you! I didn't expect you to run away and abandon me. Am I that sort of person who will betray anyone at the sight of money? It's such a relief now that I have found her. I don't feel so anxious anymore. Why? She's looking at me with a mixed expression. Her tone sounds angry and converted at the same time. I can. You wrote in such a simple way that I almost thought you regarded me as a child. Teardrops appear in her eyes, like amethysts. It's clear enough. You're searching for your companion, aren't you? Bring me along. I'll go with you. Yep. We're gonna go with her wherever she goes. But I need you. This world has too many cold and unfeeling machines, and it feels so lonely for me. I can only sense that warmth when you are at my side. I have such a weak heart, it is pathetic. The minute I can't see you, my heart will race, leaving me in a fluster. No matter where you intend to go, don't leave me all by myself, please. Don't leave me to my fate with those ruffians. She seems amused, and her taut nerves relax momentarily. Yeah. Doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. Everything I said is from the bottom of my heart. Ella takes a deep breath, and she becomes serious, as if she has made up her mind to tell me something. What do you mean? It didn't happen. Ella stares directly at my eyes, and I nod to indicate that I won't interrupt her. That's a good story, so it's not a sad thing, right? She's a very kind woman, huh? You're lucky to have such a mother. So she's a really kind woman. It's still raining, and small puddles that produce tiny ripples have already formed on the ground. Yella's lips are shuddering, as if her next set of words are filled with despair.
夫。お母さんがあなたを守るから。
She chokes upon saying it.
私がいなければお母さんはあんなひどい死に方。
That wasn't your fault. The gears of war would always shatter every normal person's ordinary life without any mercy. Is she homeless? Technically so, because her house is already destroyed. Anyway, welcome to the stream, Ivan. Hello, welcome.
私のせいよ。もし私みたいな化け物に出会わなかったら、もし私が母さんの血を吸わなかったら。
But that's because she loved you.
分かってる。分かってるわ。だからそれが苦しくて死にたいとも思った。でも勇気がない。なんて邪悪なのかしら。私はただ生き残りたかった。
Those are your survival instincts. Your mother would definitely want you to live as well. Allow me to use my ancient trap card. Sini sama Om ya. Pampa ini lebih tua dari dirimu.
それから逃亡の道すがらたくさんの人が私を助けてくれたわ。そして私は本能的に彼らの体内に流れる血を欲した。当然殺めてしまったわ。彼らの死に何も感じなくなるほど。本当にたくさんの。そして私は人間を利用するだけ利用した。容赦なく捨てることを学んだ。たまに心を動かされて、このままこの人と一生を過ごそうかななんて思った人も一人二人はいるわ。だけど神様はいつも不幸を起こすの。まるで私みたいな化け物が幸せになっちゃいけないって警告するみたいな。ラン、これでわかった？私と一緒にいても不幸を招くだけ。戻ってあんたの夢を叶えて。またあんたもレストランに行くかもしれないわ。それまでにちゃんとマウシュエワンの作り方を覚えておくのよ。
Yala smiles in relief when she finishes her story, and her pupils shrink slightly, showing a mirror image of myself. Yet I can't suppress the urge to feel sad when I see her smile instead. With the passage of time, she has experienced how many separations. Right now, she is so used to being alone, she should be longing for companion as much. Now, the more I understand the strong and fragile vampire girl, the more I want to be with her. The minute this idea pops up in my head, it feels as if a strip lamp is spinning above like a fireball, igniting every part of my body and giving me a new purpose to my empty life in this world. I won't die for you, but I still want to fulfill your dreams and mine with you. We'll go together if you want to leave.
まだわからないの？どうしてそんなにバカなのよ。私と一緒にいたら警察や悪党なんかより100倍恐ろしい目に遭うのよ。あんたの命なんか簡単に消し飛ぶんだから。私もお腹が空いて あんたの血を吸い尽くすかもしれない。死にたくないなら私と一緒にいちゃダメなの。
I promise. I certainly won't die that easily.
そんな約束根拠がないわ。何をどう聞いてたらそんなことが言えるのよ。
This promise is far simpler than touching the sun at least.
バカ、こんな時に冗談をやめて。
I'm not joking. I'm serious. I really value my life and fear death the most. I would have died many times earlier if not for your help, time and again. So I came here to look for you, not because I want to die, but I want to live. So far, what are your thoughts about the game, both from story and audio aspect? Story-nya lumayan bagus sih. The story is pretty good. It has many branches, several endings. I have got like several bad endings, 1 or 2 maybe. So yeah, and it have this flowchart thing, so we know where we messed up. So yeah, it has many branches, many multiple endings, and this part is really big, the really good part. Audio is cool. Her voice acting is really good. It makes it different than the other visual novel. I like the art so far. Yeah, me too. The art is awesome. Really cool. I grabbed both of her arms and pulled her closer to me. Maybe we're wet from the rain, they feel colder than before, and are trembling slightly. Are you worried about the curse? Yalla's eyes pop wide open. After some hesitation, she mutters something and stops halfway before looking at the thick rain clouds on the sky above. Thank you, you're welcome. Looks like I have guessed correctly. Can you tell me?
天が与えたヴァンパイアに対する呪いよ。この呪いは一定の周期でやってくる。呪いがやってきた時、ヴァンパイアのいる場所に激しい雷が落ちるの。これをヴァンパイアたちは天雷と呼んでいるわ。なんとか身を隠さないとあっという間に死んでしまう。
Man, that's some terrible curse. All-powerful curse if you're the heaven side.
300年前、私があの裏に隠れていたのは天雷を避けるためだった。
So that's why she was inside the tree when we found her.
本来、天雷が落ちる周期はかなり長いの。だから、経験豊かなヴァンパイアは長い時間をかけて準備する。だけど今回は目覚めるのが遅すぎて、ここ数日中に次の天雷が落ちるかもしれない。天雷の威力は凄まじいものよ。今回は避けられないかもしれない。
So that's why you leave, because you want to die.
だから私と一緒にいちゃダメなの。あんたも巻き添えになって死ぬかもしれないのよ。
I see. I heave a huge sigh of relief. Yella becomes momentarily nervous at my response instead. I thought it was something big. We only need to find shelter from lightning, so it should be simple enough, don't you think so? You didn't ask this absolutely clever thinker here for help, but you would run off to hide and think for yourself instead. Aren't you stupid by doing that?
あんたが賢い？冗談よしてよ。あんたと議論するつもりはないの。恋愛を 関係ないことよ。今は何も考えず私から離れてればいいの。うまく逃げられて、もし気が向いたら帰ってあんたを探すから。
No, I won't leave you. I'm going to see you through it this time, no matter what happens. In the future as well. Forever. You shouldn't run off by yourself again. No driving away. Or else, I might have to take more extreme steps.
どうすつもり？
Yes, if you want to flee and leave me behind, I will still look for you the same way as this time. Even if you run to the ends of the earth, I will surely find you. Don't think you can run away.
まったく、軟膏みたいにへばりついてくるわね。もう好きにしなさい。でも、何かあったら、私は真っ先にあんたを見捨てるからね。私はヴァンパイアなんだから。
I remember that. Although she's saying it this way, her lips have curved upwards. You don't have to leave me either.
あんまり調子に乗らないことね。
She's always so hard on the outside and soft on the inside. Since the lightning will strike from the sky, the key thing here is to hide from it. We just need to find a similar hole in a tree, take shelter inside, and everything will be fine. Am I right? At most, we'll just live for another 300 years.
そんな簡単にはいかないわ。あの裏は私が長い時間をかけて準備したものよ。残念だけど、もう切られちゃってるし、今から裏を探して準備しても間に合わないわ。
So an idiot like you has been sitting here to wait for your death all this while.
バカはあんたでしょ。
Looks like I have hit the nail on the head. What a foolish and pitiful lady. The lightning from the heavens should arrive on the 26th. We still have 2 days to prepare.
誰が26日だって言ったのよ。
It happened on June 26th the last time.
天雷が来る周期は完全に一定じゃなくて、大体しか決まってないの。これから数日はいつ来てもおかしくない状況よ。
That means it can happen anytime. I look up at the cloudy sky above. The continuous drizzling seems to have stopped.
そうよ。1秒後に来るかもしれないわ。
Are you joking?
どうしたの？怖くなった？でも、天雷が来るときには前兆があるわ。まず、数日雨の日が続くの。
Oh, just like the weather from last time. I remember the events at that time. 3 centuries ago, it was raining heavily with thunderstorms, and the Yarlians were in hot pursuit. Then they got attacked by a monster, and I had to flee for my life. The rain has more or less stopped. That means the lightning won't arrive for a while yet. Shall we find another place to hide since that tree is gone?
どこ行くの？
A hotel maybe? Let's search for a shelter in the city. Think about it. That place has so many skyscrapers, and they are higher than the tallest tree in the forest. This proves that the people nowadays aren't afraid of lightning at all, and they have already found a way to avoid it. Maybe yes, maybe no. Like a lightning ball.
天雷は普通の雷とは違うわ。
Of course it isn't. Regardless of the intensity, It can't possibly fell a high-rise building, don't you think so? We hid inside that lost tree for 3 centuries, and it didn't get struck to pieces back then. I'm a little uncertain, despite my statement, but I should at least give Yella some confidence. Let's go, Missy. You have me.
今回はあんたの言うことを聞いてみるわ。
Yella hesitates for a while, but she extends her hand to allow me to pull her up. Yay. When we return to the city, we wander around the bustling downtown area to search for a suitable shelter. But most of the high-rise buildings had very big doors and windows. According to Yella, the lightning from the heavens could cut across those large openings very easily, so the skyscrapers weren't desirable shelters. I know. I've stepped on a manhole cover leading into the stinking drainage system below, while Yella is looking at the surrounding tall buildings. Of course, I know these are sewer tunnels by now, and I suddenly have an idea. How about taking shelter below by following those underground passages until we are deep inside? This way, it will probably be hard for the lightning from the heavens to locate us. Maybe. We took refuge in the showers earlier. The place may be wet, dark, and has a strong stench, but it should be a good place to take shelter.
わからないわ。数百年前はこんな場所なんてなかったから。
Yeah, because the tunnels are deeper than that hole in the tree, and the skyscrapers are so densely packed together. If we head underground, there are plenty of tall buildings above. The lightning won't be able to hit below, even if it arcs around all these high-rise structures. Yella stares at the manhole cover for a long time. Eventually, she reaches a decision.
やってみましょう。
Okay, in that case, we need to prepare some supplies.
必要なものって？
It is dark and damp below. We don't even know exactly when the lightning will strike, so we need to make provisions for our stay there, which might be quite a while.
大丈夫よ。そんな時に結構体力を使っちゃったけど、数日は耐えられるわ。
Then we'll still need to bring some mats with us, since we can simply sit on the hard surface. We also need some candles that can shine brightly.
持ってるよね。
I have your comfort in mind, right? We still need to prepare some food and water. You might be able to last without eating anything, but not for me.
人間は軟弱ね。
She smiles brilliantly, and her face looks so radiant, it has removed the apprehension in my heart. Oh. We spent the whole afternoon buying our stuff, and the sky began to turn dark by the time we made it back to our hotel. We planned to pack everything in our room before bringing them with us into tunnels below. Candles, canned food, mats, water. I'm sorting out the items we bought today on the floor.
レイラン、
Yella seems troubled again for some reason while watching me count our supplies, and she calls my name softly.
そんなことしなくても。 私だけ下水道に隠れるわ。レイランはここで待ってて。 絶対に戻ってくるから。
Actually, that works too. Why didn't we think about this earlier? I thought we agreed on this earlier. Why are you having second thoughts again? Am I that unreliable to you?
あんたも気持ちは分かってるわ。でもその方がいいじゃない。あんたがそこまでする必要。
Yella, listen up. I want to see you survive this lightning from the heavens with my own eyes, and I will not back down. Ever since we came to this world, we have faced our difficulties together, time and again. Isn't that so? At the same time this time round, let's not go separate ways again, alright?
分かった。
She didn't argue further, as if she has grasped the serious tone in every word I said to her. We should hide inside as soon as possible, just in case.
いつ？
Tonight, we'll go as soon as I'm done packing.
え？そんなに早く？
Bakit? Tama kali niya lang ekspresi niya kayak gini. Her face clouds over. Why?
知ってたら聞かなかったわ。
Eh? What happened to you all of a sudden?
ふかふかのベッド、広々としたバスタブ。ここでもう一晩寝たいの。
You only care about these? It's just for 2 days. What's so bad about being prepared?
2日、丸2日よ。あの臭いドブの中に2日もいるのよ。この素晴らしい最後の夜さえ私から奪うのは？
Her mood suddenly changed dramatically, and she's rolling about on the bed while complaining and gnashing her teeth, as if I was a demanding boss. My lady, stop fooling around. I can cry over this. Her mood changes more quickly than flipping pages through a book. What a little monster. After she has finished her angry tirade, she said she wanted to say goodbye to her dear little bathtub and entered the bathroom, leaving me all alone in the room to resume sorting out our provisions. Sigh. I would really love to take a bath too. Once we go, there's no telling whether we would be able to return here or not. At night, we made our way into the sewers via a spot that was close to the tallest building in the entire city. Shortly after we entered the underground tunnels, it began to rain heavily and the water level kept rising, so we hurried further inside. Phew! It's a good thing we got in early enough. Ya udah ganti baju ke baju kampirnya ya. Belum dulu.
あんたってついてるわね。
Why? The rainwater is flowing with the effluent into the smelly canals beside the walkway, producing a stench wafting upwards. I even spotted a few rats scurrying past me under the light provided by my candle. Although I have mentally prepared myself earlier, I have to say this place is even worse when it's raining. You don't know how you have someone from 300 years ago. We'll have to stay here for some time.
やめて。鼻がおかしくなりそう。バスタブちゃんが恋しいわ。泡風呂に入りたい。
I suggest you lean on me. I've also bathed and even sprayed perfume on myself. The fragrance on my body can mask the stench.
私もちょうど眠くなってるところ。
Yala didn't mock me. She immediately leans on me, shuts her eyes, and begins to rest without any shyness or hesitation. I can feel the warmth in her breathing. We sit on the mats we had prepared earlier and snuggle together. People may say this scene feels warm and harmonious, but I don't think so. The girl I care a lot is so close to me. Which man would feel excited about it? One of my organs is extremely active. What the hell? Right, it's my heart, racing non-stop. Your heart, okay. If you say so. I hope Yella won't hear this embarrassing series of heartbeats. Another part is getting firm. Yes, it's the muscles. I can't possibly receive a girl leaning on my body with flabby muscles. We stay like this for some time. The rain outside seems to be getting heavier, creating a surge in the water flow underground. Meanwhile, the sewage continues to flow downstream, and the smell from that dirty water is getting stronger, as something our noses non-stop. We are really fated to be in this place. This stance reminds me of that feeling when I hold dung as a child. You hold dung as a child?
クソ鳥？
Yala raised her head to look at me when I said something. Her eyes are sparkling under the candlelight.
その話を聞くのは初めてよね。
Well, is that a nice thing to talk about? I scratched my head in embarrassment. This is quite an unpleasant memory. Are you interested? Would you like to hear it?
さっさと話しなさいよ。
She pinches my arm. That feels familiar. Earlier, I told you Mr. Cook adopted me.
え？
Yala responds briefly and adds a remark.
あんたの偉大な料理人、クックさんの昔話を何度も聞いたわ。
Oops! I rubbed my head in embarrassment. An orphanage run by a religious group took me in before I met Mr. Cook, though. The staff admitted me, but in fact, only a few cared if the orphans would live or die. We could only rely on ourselves most of the time. Then what's the orphanage doing, huh? I had to work for everyone when I could understand things, and shoveled dung most of the time. The smell was comparable to this place. We also took turns to prepare meals at that time. I would often wipe my dirty hands on the wall and cook for everyone after moving all that manure. Wipe on the wall? Why not wash it?
あんたたちの味覚はヴァンパイア並みなの？よくそんな恐ろしいもの食べられたわね。
Back then, it was considered good if we had anything to eat. I would simply swallow anything edible whenever I felt hungry, and wouldn't have time to taste them at all.
うん、わかるわ。私もお腹がすくと臭いネズミの血まで一気に吸ってたもの。
Wow, your eating habits are more disgusting than mine.
長く生きてるんだから、その分嫌なことも経験してるわ。
Lived for a long time. Speaking of which, You would always hear about my past. How about yours? Can you share it with me?
私の昔話。
She leans her head on my shoulder again, and she mutters that set of words.
一番大事なことは昼間話したわ。
Yeah? My ears are telling me that her voice is warming up my neck, and it feels so wonderful.
その後は可愛い女の子のふりをして人間たちの庇護を利用し続けた。そうやって人間界で徐々に自分の足場を築いていった。それでも自分がヴァンパイアであるという事実に直面しなければならない時がやってきた。とある家族の家に住まわせてもらっていたある日、その家に泥棒が入ったの。私は怖くて思わず彼を殺してしまった。一度噛みついたら止められなくて彼の血を吸い尽くしてしまったの。当然その場にいた家族は怯えたわ。みんな私の前にひざまずいて見逃してくれと懇願した。その夜私はその家を飛び出した。もう人間に頼って生きるのはやめようと思ったわ。そして近くの山に逃げ込んだ。最初はウサギやリスみたいな小動物を捕まえて人間の血の代わりにしようと思った。でも血の量が少なすぎて効果も人間の血ほど続かない。お腹いっぱいにもならない。でもクマみたいな大きな動物に手を出す勇気もなかった。
So the best bet was those small animals.
だから次に私は山林に出没する動物と山賊を襲うことにした。彼らの心配なんて誰もしないから気兼ねなく襲えたわ。そのうちたくさん血を吸うと強くなれることに気づいていくつかの能力を身につけた後、私は狩りの範囲を広げることにした。それから私よりも長く生きているヴァンパイアに出会った。彼はヴァンパイアのことをたくさん教えてくれたわ。高能力を身につけたり吸血の効率を上げる方法や戦雷を避ける方法を彼から学んだんだ。多くのヴァンパイアは成長できないまま戦雷に殺されてしまう。彼に出会えたのは運が良かったわ。彼に教えられた方法で私は何度も天雷を避けることができて、それからもどんどん強くなっていった。そしてますます強欲になった私は血の他にも富を求めるようになった。私はお金に取りつかれた貴族たちに目をつけたわ。そして自分の容姿と能力を使って彼らからたくさんのものを奪った。そんなことをしていたらついに大陸のほとんどの国の貴族たちに多額の懸賞金をかけられて大勢のヴァンパイアハンターに追われることになった。しょうがないから最後に王様の王冠と杖を奪って新大陸に移り、それを売って家に帰った。
Like to the new continent, how? It's gonna be a big deal.
その家が前に行ったところにそれからは同じことね。吸血に強盗、そして地下室を大砲でいっぱいにして戦雷を避ける準備をしていた。そういえば裏に隠れていた時銃を持った騒がしい奴らが近くに来たの。そいつらきちんとした制服を着ていて、きっと政府が軍を送って私を包囲するつもりなんだと思ったわ。
Yeah, the world were at war even 300 years ago. Wait a minute, it's only nosy people with guns, dressed in very neat uniforms. Is she referring to those aliens? What did you do to them?
もちろん片付けたわ。 伝来に撃たれる危険もあったけど、奴らを放置したら結局ウロが見つかっちゃうしね。
This is quite a coincidence. A real coincidence.
何よ、大声出して。
You saved me, but you didn't know at that time.
あんたを助けたなら知らないわけないでしょ。
No. That was the only time you didn't know about it.
え？いつのことよ。
That group of people in neat uniforms you described, they weren't rushing to your hiding place. They were running towards me, and they wanted to kill me before you found them. Those men were scouts from Yali that Mr. Cook and I had encountered. Okay, she's surprised by this as well. She's surprised this time. They didn't want us to return and report on their movements, so they kept up their pursuit. It was raining at that time, and they couldn't use their muskets. But I had also lost my way, and I continued to run somewhere in the forest. Just when they were about to catch up, they suddenly got attacked by something. That's why I could escape. Come to think of it, that must be you.
なるほどね。
Her facial expression suddenly clouds over.
私のしもべに手出しするなんて、知ってたらあんな奴ら八つ咲きにしてやったのに。
Ella exclaims while gnashing her teeth. Okay, everything is explained now. Everything is explained. The rain, why she's inside that tree, and the monster that attacked the soldiers. It's all explained now. Not really. I had nothing to do with you at that time.
何の関係もないね。命名のうちにも弁明があるの。あんたと私の関係はとっくに神様が決めてたのよ。
God. By the way, what is going on with that lightning from the heavens? How come there's such a predestined curse?
私も知らないけど、強いて言うなら自然の均衡を保つためじゃないかしら。
Balancing act? What do you mean by balancing act? Are you like the darkness of the world and nature tries to eliminate you?
伝来がなければ、ヴァンパイアはいつまでも好き勝手に活動できて、新しいヴァンパイアが生まれ続ける。ヴァンパイアの能力に対して人間は圧倒的に不利。あっという間に世の中ヴァンパイアだらけになっちゃうわ。
You're right. That's true. Heaven is really just and has given humans a way to survive.
伝来に撃たれたら、どんなに強力なヴァンパイアでも跡形なく灰になってしまうわ。
The lightning is so formidable.
そうじゃなきゃ、この世界に人間の居場所があるはずないでしょ。
She shrugs her shoulders. True, humans are really weak if you compare them to vampires, and can only survive under heaven and the Mother of Light's protection.
弱い？
She knits her eyebrows and stares at me. After a few seconds, her brows relax, and she even smiles mischievously at me.
伝来が来る前、ヴァンパイアは撃たれる確率を低くするために自分の能力を隠すの。つまり弱くなるってこと。普通の人間より弱いかもしれないわ。だから今あんたが何かしても私は抵抗できないかもね。
Ketertiban?
試してみる？
Aduh, dia menggoda. No, no need. I swallow my saliva and shake my head.
昔はヴァンパイアハンターという職業があって、そいつらは天雷を利用して隠れたヴァンパイアに奇襲をかけるの。この時代にそんな職業があるかわからないけど、もしそいつらがここに来たら、あんたは絶対に一人で逃げるのよ。あいつらはヴァンパイアに関わる人間を見逃したりしないから。
I shake my head again. How can I possibly run away?
どうかしら。逃げなくてもおむなししちゃうかもしれないわ。
Nonsense. Even if I want to flee, I will bring you along with me. But I'm so curious.
どうしたの？
Why does heaven look after humans so well? For example, people will also slaughter livestock anytime, and even start wars against their own kind. How come they don't get cursed? Is the lightning from the heavens really from heaven?
わからないわ。私の知る限りでは、天雷は天からの呪いで、永遠に不変で、いつも必ずやってくる。前はどうしてこんな呪いがあるのか気になっていたけど、先輩ヴァンパイアの彼もそれは知らなかった。何度も経験するうちに、真実はどうあれ、天雷は自然の法則なんだって思うようになったわ。
That vampire you met earlier? Where did he go?
わからないわ。ヴァンパイアはめったに集まったりしないの。虎みたいなものね。みんな見つかるのを恐れて身分を隠して生活してる。大勢でいれば暴露される可能性もあるしね。それに天雷の存在もある。私たちもバカじゃないから集団でいるなんて自殺行為はしないわ。
What about that old vampire? Both of you are companions?
いいえ、一度天雷から逃れた後、彼には会ってないわ。灰になってしまったのかも。
Probably. That's really tragic. By talking about our past, fatigue gradually drives away our worries. Yeah, it's a good way to pass time when you have nothing to do, huh? We drifted off to sleep at different times until someone said she was so tired. However, I could feel my pants getting wet after some time, and I woke up abruptly. Do you wet yourself? I was worried that I had wet myself. Then I realized the water level in the drains had risen until it overflowed and spread to the floor we were sitting on. What? The sewer isn't big enough. Damn! The rain outside is heavier than I thought, and the water level down here is rising rapidly. The sewage from the canals was rushing across the floor only a second ago. Now it is reaching up our shoes. Yala! Wake up! Quick! Yala didn't wake up despite my shouts and the rushing rainwater. Looks like she is currently in a deep slumber and is really vulnerable. This won't do. If we stay here, you will certainly drown in that dirty water. I quickly carry her on my back. She's still as light as before. Next, I head towards areas that aren't flooded while leaning against the wall. The murky black water in the drain beside us looks like the river Styx in the legends, where our souls may be swallowed by it if we fall inside. I only move a short distance, and the water has already reached my ankles. Its step becomes difficult as if I'm trying to get out of a marsh. Yeah. At this rate, we're going to drown here before we know it. What should I do? If we leave the sewers, we won't be struck by the lightning from the heavens, but we will drown if we stay. And I don't want to die in the sewage. I shake my head and try my best to clear these unpleasant thoughts of despair. Let's get moving and see whether there's a turning point. My eyes are itchy. Okay. I continue moving forward. Maybe there are places higher up in here. Let's keep looking. I begin to gasp for breath, and my arm muscles are starting to hurt from carrying Yala. I would have exercised more if I had known earlier. I mutter to myself and walk on. After walking for quite some time, a set of steps appear in the distance. It's not a set of rungs for people to climb up. It's a staircase made of solid stone instead. Oh. I hurry across as if I found a lifeline. After climbing the staircase, I see a small catwalk extending outwards in front, and it ends at a red metal door that is locked and has the words "Maintenance Room" written on it. Although we can't enter that room to rest, our current position is elevated and we shouldn't have any problems for a while. Therefore, I place Yala on the walkway and cover her with a mat to allow her to rest. She's curled up in that blanket and her breathing is very shallow, like that time I first met her inside the tree. I didn't touch my pajama. I step back after settling her down, intending to massage myself briefly and relieve that acute pain on my body. Squeak! I seem to have stepped on something soft. Small black animal cries, scurries away from my feet, and jumps off the catwalk. I got a fright, but I realize the animal is just a dirty rat when I take a closer look. Fine, I'm not afraid of rats anyway. The rat stops in front of the onrushing water below after leaving its territory that I have snatched from it. At this moment, a deafening sound booms out, and a blinding flash of light pierces through the holes in the manhole covers around us, briefly illuminating the entire underground tunnels. Everything around me turns white. It's the lightning from the heavens. When I regain my vision, I notice that rat wandering beside the water below is lying in a strange position on the stone steps. Its four limbs are still, and black smoke is emanating from its body. It's that lightning just now. It traveled its side through the deluge and struck this rat dead. Holy shit. Goosebumps appear on my skin, and my head hurts. Yala! I quickly turn around in alarm. Yala is still sleeping peacefully. She doesn't seem to have changed much. I heave a sigh of relief. We would certainly be struck dead from below if I had arrived here any later. Yet, comforting thoughts do arise after a traumatic experience. Sorry, little rat. I mourn briefly for that poor rat which sacrificed itself for us. Then I take off my shoes and trousers, wring it, and place them at one side to dry. Only now do I understand the benefits of wearing skirts. Yella's body is still dry because I carried her on my back earlier. Her shoes and the hem of her dress are the only parts that are wet. I wring the edge of her dress and use the mat to wipe her feet dry. Her dainty legs feel as smooth as silk, while her skin is white as snow, and even has a mild fragrance. What am I thinking? I sit down while leaning against a railing next to her as I lick the bottom of my lips and clench my fists to resist that urge. She is very vulnerable now, and the lightning hasn't ended yet. I can't afford to relax and daydream. It's so cold. Maybe I'm wet from that heavy rain, and the place actually feels a bit cold when I sit down. So I instinctively wrap my arms to get some warmth. Waduh, halilintar lagi. Another thunderclap, and everything in the narrow passageway below shakes violently. I cover Yella with my mat since I can't allow her to catch a cold. Seems I'm fated to have a sleepless night. I slept? Itu juga di akhirnya. I actually fell asleep while leaning against the railing without realizing it. It's a good thing the water level didn't rise to this walkway above. Yella? Yella isn't lying on the mat. She's resting on my shoulder, and my mat has been draped back on me at some point in time earlier. It should be morning now. The underground tunnels have slightly more light streaming in from outside. I crane my neck to see below. The water has receded to its original level. Although the floor is still wet, only small puddles are left. Wake up! My shoulder hurts. She gets off my stiff shoulder and stretches.
あんたの肩硬すぎ。頭が痛いわ。切り開いて巣に浸せば柔らかくなるんじゃないかしら。
Tolong jangan. Don't say such flattering things.
どうして下履いてないのよ。
Because I wasn't wearing a skirt.
そんな趣味があると思わなかったわ。外に出たら選ぶのを手伝ってあげる。
That's not what I meant. I quickly retrieved my pants and put it on. After you fell asleep last night, I realized that place was getting flooded, and I shifted to this area afterwards. My shoes and trousers were wet by the time we settled here, so I had no choice but to take them off to dry.
それだけ？
Yes.
待って。脱いでる時に私に変なことしなかったでしょうね。
I joke. I am this sort of person to you? What is the trust between us?
弱虫。
Kenapa dia malah kecewa? Dewa musik. Gimana tadi? You didn't do anything weird to me when you're wearing this. Coward. I'm an upright gentleman. I will never take advantage of anyone who is in trouble.
度胸がないだけでしょ。
Her response is offending and amusing at the same time. Don't tell me she's hinting that I should do something to her. Just you wait. I will definitely do something next time around. Yara's overbearing form changes and she becomes entirely red-faced.
あんたやるって。
Gimana sih? Sekarang dia marah-marah. See, you will surely respond like this if I did it. It's not as if I'm meeting you for the first time.
そりゃそうよ。初めてがこんな汚いところだなんて我慢できるわけ。
Her voice becomes softer, and her cheeks are so red they look like red tomatoes. For some reason, I'm getting nervous and shy when I see how cute she looks. For first time? Same here. No! We shouldn't be talking about such things in the sewers. I quickly slapped my face to remind myself and changed the subject. There was a thunderstorm last night when you were asleep, and lightning even struck inside. I saw a rat get hit and die from it right in front of me.
雷が落ちたの？
Yeah, scary, right? Yes, it entered through the water. It was really powerful.
天雷は本当に恐ろしいものよ。気をつけてないと見つかるわ。
But I haven't heard anything for a while, and the rain should have stopped by now, judging from the water level. Has the lightning passed?
わからないわ。天雷は時々終わったと見せかけて不意打ちしてくることもあるの。
Wait here.
どこ行くの？
I'm going to take a look outside. I ran towards that light, reached a set of rungs leading to the surface, and deftly climbed up to open the manhole cover. Oh, what's this? We completed chapter 5. Chapter 5 selesai. Chapter 5 selesai. Hang on. Let me watch the flowchart. Bener. Dan tree hall connected. Nah, di kesini juga nyambung ke sini sih. Jadi ini jawabannya betul, kemanapun juga. Dan kita sampai ke sini. Okay, chapter 6. The sun is shining brightly outside. The smell of morning dew and fresh air. The ground has been thoroughly washed by the heavy rain until it is spotlessly clean, and the skies are blue with hardly a cloud in sight. The weather has changed completely. Great! I hurried back to Yella and led her back to the surface. Then she seems a bit incredulous as she looks at the azure sky above.
本当に避けられたの？
Yep, seems we did. It should be. I'm not a vampire, so I don't know much about the lightning from the heavens. As far as I can tell, the weather is good and the skies are clear. Since it is completely the opposite of a stormy weather, lightning can't possibly strike at this time.
本当に避けられたのかしら。なんだか。
Yella is looking at me in confusion, as if she's still puzzled at something. For sure. Yakin deh. She seems to have accepted my assurance and finally becomes overjoyed. When will the next lightning from the heavens arrive?
ずっと後よ。
That's great news! Where should we go now?
まずはホテルに戻ってお風呂に入って服を全部洗ってもらいましょう。ひどい匂い。
Yeah, bisa diisi word. And after that,
その次は
she looks at me with a puzzled expression. Never mind. We have money and we have dodged the lightning. We can think as we go along.
急に肩の荷が下りただけなのに何をしたらいいか全然わからない。
Yep. Otherwise, we can stroll around. Ever since we arrived into this world 3 centuries later, we have been exhausting ourselves most of the time. Taking a leisurely stroll is a considered luxury for me.
悪くないわね。そうしましょう。あんたの頭じゃせいぜいそれが一番いい考えだもんね。
Yes, yes, I'm not as clever as this clueless lady here.
うるさいわね。行くわよ。早く今年のバスタブちゃんと再会したいんだから。
After we had bathed and changed our clothes at the hotel, we chatted and strolled aimlessly in one direction and paused occasionally. We passed the city and the outskirts before coming to a place that offered a panoramic view of the large modern city. Suddenly, this place looks rather familiar to me. Isn't this the place where you lied to me the other time?
はあ？いつ騙したっていうのよ。
Lupa ya. Is she playing dumb? Luckily, I have a special habit and won't throw away things without a good reason. I retrieved her letter from my pocket. Dear Dilarang,
だね。
Yala rushes over to snatch my letter when she realizes what is happening. But she fails for some reason. It seems she hasn't recovered from her weakened state. This is my chance. Don't be so hasty. Let me find it. I lied to you about the so-called agreement. I only tricked you into staying with me.
あんた、手紙を渡しなさい。
Ella is so furious, she's stomping away. You want me to stay with you so much, Lady Ella?
私はこうやって脅さないと。あんたは間違いなく私を置いて逃げてたでしょ。
That's true. Back then, I couldn't think straight, and even thought Yella was up to no good at one time. Although this was mostly so. We might not have such a story after that if she didn't lie to me. Come to think of it, that was such a twist of fate. You are so devious.
当たり前でしょ。
If I had run off at that time, would you look for another person to trick and stop appearing in front of me again?
あんたが一度で学ぶなんてあれじゃない。
Why, of course.
真似しないで。
Even so, why did you choose me as your first choice? Yara is smiling slyly at me after she heard my question.
目が覚めた時あんたがいたからね。
Huh? You were so casual about it?
しかも猿みたいにパニックになって私を連れて走った。
You can't blame me. I have never seen an excavator before, and it goes without saying that I was scared by it.
そうね。目が覚めてこんなおかしな場所にいたら一人でどうしたって不安よ。
So you were also worried. I thought you were steady. You even said you had already prepared for all contingencies later on.
うるさいわね。雰囲気が台無しじゃない。
Okay, okay. I will listen to you, Missy. Continue.
もういいわよ。あんたはそういうやつなんだ。なんでかわからないけど、あんたと一緒にいると妙な安心感があるのよ。わけわからないでしょ。こんなに弱くて臆病なやつなのに。
The last part is excessive.
それに変人ですけど。
That's nonsense. If I'm a pervert, I would have taken advantage at the time you were unconscious to lick your entire body.
それが本音ね。
But no, can't you see I didn't do that?
それで、まだ自分が臆病だって認めないの？
You're being too much by saying that.
それでいいのよ。あんたと出会えたんだ。
A smile and no voice has thought that ice in my heart, and a hot sensation is moving up from my neck to the top of my head. A single conversation out of many words I've exchanged in my life has deeply embedded itself in my melted heart.
どうしたの？
Embarrassed, I turned away from Yara to look at the scenery below the hill. A large and prominent wheel is turning not too far away, and people are moving below. This scenery seems familiar. Amusement park. I suddenly remember the name of this place. Mr. Cook and his restaurant ended there, and people would go there for fun nowadays.
どうしたの？何考えたの？
Let's go there and play.
どこに？
I point to that massive wheel. Amusement park. It's a place where everyone likes to go and enjoy themselves.
なんで今まで黙ってたのよ。バカ、早く行くわよ。
She quickly drags me down the path afterwards. This place is full of jovial banter, mixed with the occasional screams of delight from the crowd, just like my first time here. Mr. Cook's statue is standing silently at one side, and even has a few bouquets of flowers at the base. Looks like the people in this age haven't forgotten about him. Give me a minute.
どこ行くの？
It hasn't been long since I last came here, yet it feels as if 300 years have passed. I like 2 bouquets, and go over to buy 2 bouquets of flowers and a pushcart, and give Yala a red bouquet.
何よこれ。
Don't girls like people giving them flowers?
いらないわよ。そんなの。
She turns away shyly while receiving the flowers with one hand. Mau juga. But I need it. I've never given flowers to a girl before.
もう一つは誰にあげるの？
Yella points of the white bouquet in my hands. I'm giving it to Mr. Cook. And I point to that statue at the side.
これがクックさんなのね。
Yes, wait here. I'm going to place it there and we'll be back soon. By the way, this place used to be my former home. I used to be afraid of people. I never went to Mr. Cook's saloon by myself, even when I was bored. I would only go with him. The bar was full of light-hearted chatter, just like this amusement park. Mr. Cook liked to chat with the saloon's patrons at length, and he loved the atmosphere there. So he would definitely enjoy this place if he could watch the people here talking happily among themselves in this era. Mr. Cook, please don't worry. You are doing well. I returned to yell after saying goodbye to Mr. Cook.
それから
Yala is watching the crowd in front and looks very nervous. Maybe she has kept her distance from people for too long. Look over there!
何いきなり大声出してんのよ。びっくりするでしょ。
She jumped in fright when I tapped her shoulder abruptly. I spat on that thing moving around in circles.
何これ。こんなところにずっと座らされてちっとも面白くないわ。こんなのやるなんてみんなバカじゃないの。
We put this thing called a roller coaster. The cars moving forward slowly by some unknown mechanism, ascending non-stop. Easy there. I enjoy the feeling of being high up because I can feel the wind brushing against my cheeks at this altitude. We are even comparable in height to those birds flying around us.
遅くなったわ。
We have already reached a very high spot without realizing it. The car has slowed down a lot as if it's going to stop. Is it stopping here to allow us to enjoy the scenery? We have a better view and can see the entire amusement park from our vantage point.
違うわ。まだゆっくり動いてるもの。前の人が叫び出したわ。何か面白いものが来るのね。
Pertama kalinya naik roller coaster. The people around us are getting excited. Interesting part? I have a bad feeling. Before I can react, my mind becomes totally blank. I'm going to crash into the ground! Yala and everyone around us are screaming so loudly my eardrums are about to burst. Ah! I'm screaming too. Ah, nope. The wind whistling past me is close to peeling off the skin on my lips. Next, this car keeps racing wildly around the circuit until I can find my voice. When we get off that blasted car, I can even feel the ground shaking under my feet. This thing called a roller coaster is such a harrowing experience. I'm definitely not going to ride on it again.
面白かったわね。もう一回乗りましょう。
Kalau Yalanya suka. Don't pull me, I'm going to vomit.
それじゃあしばらく休みなさい。
Yeah, I have survived. I just tried to bench at one side and lie there. The bench seems to be shaking too. Nggak ada jalur lain, huh? Branch A, branch A, branch A. Pokoknya kok branch A? Isn't a fun fair supposed to be a place for people to enjoy themselves? Why would they insult torture instruments?
何が拷問聞くよ。みんな楽しそうにしてるじゃない。 あんたが弱すぎるだけよ。
Whatever. These are people who that in this are idiots just now.
私がなんて言ったって、もう休憩は終わったでしょ姫様。次はどこへ行く？
Look around. That tall moving wheel is the most prominent thing in sight, but I don't want to go on any place high up for now. That one? So I point to that building about 100 steps away. That place has weird carvings of dead fangs and extended claws. A lot of couples are also heading inside. It should be no problem. Pembantu.
待ち時間はないみたいね。早く行きましょう。
She pulls me up from the bench and goes there like a child. We arrive in front of the red building. I ask an employee what is inside because I'm more cautious this time. And the worker in uniform immediately tells me that the place has ghosts inside. Pembantu. Ghosts? I begin to wonder if I have hearing problems from the wind that blew at my ears just now. But the line of people waiting outside have pushed us inside before I can ask further.
パッと見た感じ普通じゃない。行きましょう。
Dia mau jalan-jalan kaki apa naik kereta? Wait. The place really has ghosts inside? I still haven't prepared myself mentally for it. Yella won't allow me to slow her down though. She drags me into the darkness. Oh, itu penjalan. Wah! What is this? Ah!
何おかしな声出してんのよ。雰囲気が台無しだから黙って。
It's really scary.
はいはい、お姫様。怖いのに私に抱きついていればいいわ。
Go, go, go. A bit slower.
つまらないわね。幽霊がいると思ったのに全然刺激が足りないわ。もっとすごいのを出しなさいよ。
Ya pantun sih. Did the dog frighten them? Something more powerful will pop out shortly.
だらしないわね。見てなさい。
Hantunya takut. I didn't expect. Bos, kamu ngapain? I didn't expect this girl to unfold her wings out of the blue and scare all the ghosts around us into running away. Oh, what are you doing?
あいつらがあんたを驚かせるから本当の恐ろしさってやつを教えてあげたのよ。
Bos, kamu jangan di situ. Sebelah sini dong. Sebelah sini nggak apa-apa. Dear me, Missy, my heart can't take it anymore. Please grab your blood ideas, quick. Bos, kamu ngapain, Jody? I think I could just get a little cable. Not sure what. Suaranya oke, suaranya oke ya. Suaranya dari mana sih? Di sini. Ini coba dicobain.
本当に。まずは
Dapatin bisa.
うるす。なん私はあ目がしかもそううるすはそう
We cannot skip to the place where I just missed, where I ended the stream kinda suddenly just now. We were in a haunted house.
何よこれ違うわ
I'm gonna screenshot this. That was very funny scene. And she loves it.
面白かったわねもう一回乗りましょう
Hang on, we were at the haunted house.
何が拷問聞くよみんな楽しそうにしてるじゃない私が待ち時間はない
Mhm.
パッと見た感じ
Oh yeah, this is where we left off. It's so cool.
何おかしな声出してんのよ雰囲気が台無しだから黙って
It's really scary.
はいお姫様怖いなら私に抱きついていればいいわ
Could go a bit slower.
つまらないわね幽霊がいると思ったのに全然刺激が足りないわもっとすごいのを出しなさいよ
Don't frighten them. Something more powerful will pop up shortly.
だらしないわね見てなさい
I didn't expect this girl to unfold her wings out of the blue and scare all the ghosts around us into running away. Oh, what are you doing?
あいつらがあんたを驚かせるから本当の恐ろしさってやつを教えてあげたのよ
Dear me, Missy. My heart can't take it anymore. Please grab your bright ideas, quick.
驚いてバカな顔がもっとバカになってるわ
I got frightened, mostly by you.
そうなのそれじゃあもっと驚かせないとね
No, no, no. I really almost wet myself.
決めたわあんたの間抜けな顔を見るのも違った面白みがあるわねこれからはもっと怖がらせてやろうっと
What sort of lady is that? It's not as if I didn't gain anything out of it though. She allowed me to hold her for the rest of our trip inside. I got out that hellhole of a haunted house after a lot of difficulty, and I dragged my weak legs back to the bench. I'm so tired.
本当にひ弱なんだから私はまだまだいけるわよ
Yes, yes, you are too powerful. I answer her flippantly and lie on the bench.
次は何をする
Well, let's last for a while.
そうねもっと面白いものがないか見てみましょう
She's talking as if there's no limit to her enthusiasm. Go. Later, I got dragged by her to the teacups ride, a free-fall ride, and the roller coaster again and again. Until I vomited my entire lunch. All that madness lasted until the evening. Subsequently, we walked for quite a long time in the forest far away from the crowd, and we rented a boat at the lake. The warm breeze is blowing across our hair in quick succession. We're in a boat. Wait, the theme park is a boat? Something? Not sure. The waves are calm and allow our boat to drift along gently. The ripples on the water surface are moving quietly. This is my favorite part at the moment. Slush, slush. The noise from the crowd is entirely gone. The boat swaying from side to side, the birds chirping away, and the sloshing sound of water feels so relaxing. Oh, it feels nice.
いいわね。
It's rare for you to find a non-exciting ride acceptable.
またあんたがあれやこれやを吐き出すところを見たくないからでしょ。
Thank you for your concern, Missy. The sunset is shining on the lake's surface like a beautiful candle. And we are rowing a boat on the light blue lake that resembles a crescent moon in the sky. It's hard to imagine that we will even be dragged out last night in the sewers. What is happening in front of us feels like a dream. I extend my hand to pinch myself. It hurts. Really hurts. I glance at Yella again. She's still around. May sebelum ada ini. Ini memang chapter terakhir kayaknya. Yella has closed her eyes and is leaning back in her seat to enjoy this tranquil moment. Let's hope this will last for a long time, I think to myself, before closing my eyes in the contentment. Yella's gentle voice reaches my ears afterwards.
最初こんなわけのわからない世界に来たのは全部あんたのせいだと思ってた。
Yella mutters as if she's speaking to me and to herself. While I'm wondering if I should continue the conversation and how to do it, her voice drifts across again.
最初にあんたと別れた後、何もかもめちゃくちゃになったこの世界を初めて一人で歩いたわ。ものすごく腹が立ってて、あんたのことも簡単に活かせるもんかって思ってた。あんたからは私の匂いがする。だからその匂いをたどってあんたに探したわ。ひどい目に遭ってればいいと思ってた。でもあんたがバカみたいに無防備に不良どもに話しかけて縛られるのを見て、なんだか急にホッとしたの。あんただけが私と同じ過去から来たんだから、きっと他の人よりも私のことを理解してくれるはず。しかもあんたはこんなにバカで可愛いんだもん。他の人に騙されるよりも私があんたを騙してやろうと思った。
She gives a little chuckle and raises her head to look into the distance.
どんな適当な嘘でもあんたはすぐに騙されるだろうから、話し相手としてずっとそばに置いておけるでしょ。
You're really afraid to be alone.
そうね。でも必死に私を探してたのは誰だったかしら。一人にするなって叫んで、どうしても私についていくって言い張ってたわ。
I laugh as I know her teasing and say how I feel. In the beginning, I thought the same way as you. It must be your handiwork that I got brought into this strange world for no reason. I was grateful at first when you rescued me from these ruffians. When you said you were a vampire for that, I thought it was too absurd and doubted you. But I had no other choice at that time, so I believed you. In fact, I kept worrying if you would suck all my blood back then. But after getting along with you for some time, I realized you were a girl who wouldn't mince your words, yet you were very kind at heart. So I thought it would be better to survive in this world with you than to live alone. Hence, I gradually grew to become inseparable from you. I recall the changes in my frame of mind, and the feelings in my heart are expanding. Yella? I grab Yella's hand resting at the side of the seat. It feels soft and delicate, and her skin is imparting a cooling sensation, yet I'm feeling hotter instead. Can we remain inseparable like this forever? Swallow my saliva and continue. Bella, I don't have eyes, but my mouth is dry, and some words are stuck in my throat. It's just that I can't express my feelings. Bella abruptly moves her face closer to me. Her breath comes to linger around my face in that instant, and her soft, moist lips touch my cheek briefly like a dragonfly skimming on water. Do dragonflies skim on water? I'm not sure, but the pulse she touches is heating up rapidly. I'm stunned, as if I've been immobilized by a paralysis spell. My heart is thumping vigorously like a drum being played very loudly at a celebration. By the time I refocus on Yala to return to myself, she's already looking away while blushing. Am I mistaken just now? Yala suddenly pinches my hand, holding hers very hard. Ow!
あんたの面の皮は城壁より厚いのかしら。そんなことわけ？
I felt it. So you have agreed. She answered softly. The surface of the lake has a red hue from the sunset, matching the color of her cheeks. For a moment, I'm stunned by this elating development. It feels as if I'm shooting upwards from the base of a valley into the clouds on that roller coaster ride earlier. I love you. I look intently at the scene of her in the lake. I want to form an impression of her by sight, and store it in the softest and deepest part of my heart, without allowing others to look at it.
バカ。口だけじゃないでしょうね。
From now on, I'll definitely accompany you, wherever you go.
そんなに私が必要なの？特権をあげないでもいいわ。
Oh, may I have another special privilege?
何するつもりよ。普通の人間のくせに調子に乗らないで。
I'm not ordinary, okay? I'm a vampire's companion. It's true that I still want something. The kiss from just now felt like a dragonfly skimming on water after all. One can't get enough of it. That one just now... Can you do it again? Her cheeks become flushed, and she begins to mutter.
バカがどこにいるのよ。
What? Are you shy?
うるさいわね。さっさとボートをこぎなさいよ。
Eh? Never mind. We still have our whole lives ahead of us. There's no need to rush for now. Our relationship reached a new level after we returned from the amusement park. Our faces were red as we held hands on the way back. Although we would also hold each other's hand tightly in the past, we were fleeing for our lives in most instances. It was different this time. From being partners who would live and die together, we have become inseparable lovers. When we returned to our room, Yala complained loudly that the weather was too hot and went to take a bath. I was also feeling restless while on the bed. I lay on it, sat up, and even tossed and turned while listening to the sound of running water from the bathroom. Okay? What?
早く来て。
Kenapa? What happened? She sounds a bit flustered, so I head over to the bathroom to check on things. Wait a minute. Kayaknya agak yabe sebentar. Can I just do something to cover this? Huh? Ini aja, okay? Wow, this is too exciting! I couldn't cover my eyes with my hands, and I lost small slits between my fingers to peep.
バカ、恥ずかしがってる場合じゃないわよ。
Ada apa? Yala pulls my hands down and points at one corner of the bathroom. What is that? Something black in color is moving, huh?
ゴキブリ。早くなんとかしてよ。
Ada kecoa di kamar mandi. I look more closely at it. The black thing has a pair of antennae, and they are swaying along with its movements. Really? I bend down softly, intending to hit it.
バカバカ、こっちに来たじゃない。
Don't simply shout. Help me to hit it too.
私、
What?
怖いのよ。いいから早く取って。
Dear me. Yes. I'm going deaf. The girl's responses are extreme. Does she have a phobia on some things too?
あそこ。
Yola presses my head to turn in another direction. Gently, my neck almost broke.
ごめん。
Nevertheless, a small cockroach can rattle this girl so much. Looks like she's really scared. You should wear something first, otherwise I can't concentrate. Exactly. I'm also jumpy because of her current state. I may lose composure anytime. Yola sends her leg under the bathtub, but she seems to have remembered something and withdraws that leg back inside.
取って。あそこの棚にバスタオルがあるから。
Yes. I gather this girl's going to use the bathtub as a castle wall against cockroaches.
ほら、もういいでしょ。
She's urging me again after putting on the towel. Die! I answer was the cockroach once, see sensing it surrounding in one corner, and smack it with a slipper.
当たった。
I merely underestimated it on my first try. I bent down to retrieve the slipper. Inside is stuck at the sole, motionless.
気持ち悪い。見ないで早く捨てなさいよ。
I told you I was a champion in a rapid hunting competition back then. I carefully wrap the insect with tissue paper and then throw it into a rubbish bin before raising my leg to wear the slipper. Ah!
ね
Unfortunately, the floor is wet and I suddenly slipped while standing on one foot, causing me to lose balance. I couldn't reach out to hold anything around me, but that thing also breaks off, and I crash on the floor.
大丈夫？
I'm alright. My butt only hurts a bit.
バカ。
I look at the thing in my hands. It's a metallic object. Where did this thing come from? I show the object to Yella.
これって。
Yella glances at it and becomes pale with fright.
このバカ。蛇口のレバーが取れてるじゃない。これでどうやってお風呂に入るのよ。
Don't panic. I already touch it. Anything that can be pulled out can be refixed. I bring the knob to the shower bowl, but I can't find any spot to be fixed the knob after looking for a long time. I wipe off my sweat. Am I feeling nervous or the steam from the hot bath led to it? I'll look for an attendant.
そうね。早く行ってきて。
Yeah, I might catch a cold if I spend too much time struggling with it. I should give up and allow someone who's trained to handle it. Wait for me. A chambermaid happens to pass by a room when I step out, so I ask her to come in and help. Eventually, she only takes half a minute to refix the knob, and I regret not having given up earlier. Should be okay now. Kayaknya bisa ditambahkan lagi. Yala pulls the shower curtain and begins to take her shower while humming a tune after the chambermaid has left.
もう行っていいわよ。
The curtain has her silhouette, yet that figure can probably give anyone plenty of room for imagination instead. A strange warm feeling is welling up. Now, I should get out of here, quickly. I turn on the television to watch something and calm down. The TV happens to be showing a cooking program. Someone is doing a demonstration on how to prepare a cake with multiple layers, which looks tender and delicious. Ini belum selesai kah? Ini berakhir loh.
料理番組を見てるのよ。
A whiff of fragrance reaches my nose from behind, and I think it smells like the cake in the TV. It smells delicious. Yala takes a seat on the couch by the window, and her silvery hair, dripping with water, looks especially shiny when it falls down the sofa, resembling a bright gemstone.
テレビで匂いもわかるの？
It's your scent.
ゲル。
Yala turns to look out the window in embarrassment. That's because you smell too nice. It's so fragrant until my head is entirely filled with the thoughts of your scent.
食べたい。
Eh? Yala thinks for a while before asking me in a very serious manner. Yes, yes, yes! I immediately nod energetically.
今はダメ。
Why? Yala points to the bathroom.
汗かいたばっかりでしょ。まずはお風呂に入りなさい。
Okay, I'm going in then. Semangat.
いい匂いになるまでちゃんと洗いなさいよ。
She has a sinister smile on her. No problem. Complete chapter 6. Masih ada lanjutannya. Wait a minute. Good save. Ternyata belum selesai di chapter 5. Dan ada ini juga. Okay, so it actually doesn't end on chapter 6. I thought it ends on chapter 6. Jadi ya, mungkin aku bakal end stream sekarang. Okay, so I'm gonna return to home. Okay, so I think that's it for my stream tonight. Thank you to everyone who came and chat and watched. I hope you guys enjoyed and see you next time. Mata ne.